We all played them before. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the story about what happened in the current event, and then you tell me how far off am I in my correct part theory. Hang on. Where are you? Where are you? Okay. Volume 1. This is the Pale Princess and Six Pygmy. The very first book that we were doing our event, not really event, a quest with Lisa. The very first time we started. The book that got stolen by the Abyss mages. And we were helped to get it back. This is the only volume inside the entire game up to now. Volume 1 is about telling you about all these encrypted words. I can just summarize the whole thing. It's telling you about a world that has it's basically about the cataclysm that happens, and a story about it's like an introduction and about telling a story about two siblings. And this is the first time that they're looking for each other, that they're looking for each other in a way, and also caused by some form of darkness. Yeah, basically a wall of darkness that separates us, right? And that sounds so similar to what happened to us in doing the introduction of playing the Venti quest, not the Archon quest. This happens exactly as how we met Dainsleif, and thus started everything about that kingdom, about the lore starts exploring. And yes, and now during Mondstadt and Liyue release. When Inazuma was released, we went back to Liyue only to meet Dainsleif again. The second time we meet Dainsleif. The second time we meet Dainsleif, we were introduced. During that time, we, the audience, knew that our sibling was part of the Abyss during Mondstadt. But the character, the main MC in the game, first time met the sibling and found out that she's part of the Abyss. And there's a fairy tale during Dainsleif quest, a fairy tale being told to Tevat's ages. This installment tells you the meeting of the Pale Princess and the Light Prince, where we found out about the Loom of Fate. We don't know what it is at that point. Dainsleif quest. Now this is a coincidence that it happens right after Inazuma was released, Volume 2. Is it a coincidence? Too lazy? No, this is really calculated, because the next release was about, and during this one, the event itself, right? The event towards us from Ahasir to Sumeru to Inazuma is Alice giving a gift to our, what you call this, a gift, a present to her daughter, a whole island for her to have fun. This is Volume 1. Volume 1 basically is Liyue arc. And we are going to throughout the entire quest that we first, was introduced with Kazuha, but we didn't really have the Kazuha event. But then we just happens to have Kazuha on the next banner, if I'm not mistaken. On the same banner during that event. So yeah, a lot of Kazuha falling off the cliff happens. But the world quest on that event, despite I can't really remember the main quest because it's been so long, but the world quest I do remember that we met a talking boat. We met a talking boat, and also a talking boat that wants to it says can't seem to remember who he is or what he is, what he came from, and we found out, yeah, they've been dead a long time. It's time to move on, right? He's been stuck in his old memories, thinking that it's gonna be the same. That's one of the world quests. That, yeah, Paimon named the boat Meatball, if I'm not mistaken. And then another world quest inside, while we're doing all that, there's another world quest of reconciliation. A traveler. Yes, during the entire boating quest, we also not really meet a traveler. We went back in time traveling through someone's diary, an adventurer's diary, talking about the past, while moving forward, telling the person from the future about himself to tell himself back again in the past. That adventurer that we assume was already dead. Pretty sad, mellow, sweet, a bittersweet story about a traveler leaving a little food leaving a food recipe and giving it to his future self, for example. A little food, And that is the world quest, not the main quest. It's a world quest where you explore everything and you start talking to these non-voice NPCs. What does happen in Inazuma? The story is about reconciliation, to accept the fact that yes, her sister is fucking dead. Coincidence? That we went back in time to sow a seed, giving a little food so a tree can grow, so that can save her in her past self, can save the future self. Coincidence? Weird, huh? And that is when, after that Archon quest is done, we met our little sibling inside a domain in Liyue, Dainsleif quest. This happens. We met her for the first time. And then, of course, in Inazuma summer quest, the summer event, we went back into that same island, and this time it's all about, knowing who you are, accepting who you are, your weaknesses, and your past and future by moving forward, right? Just do what you want, do what you do. You just keep being yourself. That's the main storyline. Kazuha had to accept himself as his past, and has his past. Not to forget his past, but again, it's okay to leave the past behind and move forward with your life. Xingyan learns about herself. We learn about her past. There's Mona, about her master and her dreams and ambition of being an astrologist. That's the main storyline for that summer event, alongside Fischl and her imaginary world. That's the main quest. But the world quest, again, revolves. We found some Fatui agents inside this island, which is weird. When we first get here, there was only villagers. There was no Fatui member. But apparently, some Fontaine researcher hired these guys to create a machine, that creates all this illusion that we were facing throughout the event. Guess what? At the end of that quest, Nahida talked to us. I'm a little bird. I sensed someone using something resembling my capability, a power of a god. What happened in Sumeru? In Sumeru, story quest is all about the people in Sumeru trying to build a fucking god. Coincidence? Nah, I don't think so. Now, during Sumeru arc, we have an event, a special event before Fontaine. A little genie in a bottle event, where everything in there revolves about, fixing some form of a machine that looks like a loom machine, a weaving loom machine. But again, that's just the main quest, The main quest, the world quest itself is revolving around these what I can't remember the name of this small oceanette who loves to see people's dreams, to to make them realize their dreams. The people that she met while traveling, however it was. I can't really remember how the plot started and started off, but we all know that everyone inside that thing was actually an oceanite, a hydro being. Coincidentally, when we start the whole Archon quest, we're doing all this little mumbo jumbo Ace Attorney nonsense. We seem to find out that everyone in Fontaine originates from an oceanite. Coincidentally, the Dainsleif quest that happens in Fontaine as well was about, the Loom of Fate. And in Sumeru, want to go back to Sumeru, the Dainsleif quest that we experience is where a tale about the Pale Princess and the Light Princess decision, how they meet each other again inside this forest in the world of dreams that was created by Carabare. Well, not Sumeru, in Fontaine, Carabare, the Carabare quest, the decision. We see we see the perspective of our sibling, why she started changing a little bit, but we still don't get it. But we find out about the Loom of Fate at that point. And we were just helping the entire world quest of the Dainsleif quest. This is basically it. Pale Princess and Light Princess decision. We have to make a decision. Similar in the chasm, like this. Basically, during Sumeru, we went back to the chasm. We find out about how old the whole thing is. The Moonlight Forest that we're referring to here is basically Khaenri'ah. So we find out that the Pale Princess decision is just to save Khaenri'ah, to revive the old world, to revive Khaenri'ah. HowJuDuDat, I am not a content creator. I'm someone who loves, I'm just someone who have a habit of paying attention to the smallest detail that sometimes it doesn't even matter. So I don't know how to make a video out of all this. And so, and I also speak out of context sometimes. Because this saved the Khaenri'ah. And throughout the entire Dainsleif quest, Dainsleif make the decision when we saw, what's his name, Halfdan? The Halfdan moment. No need to revive the old world. No need to revive Khaenri'ah. That's volume 3 in Sumeru. Fontaine, we were doing the Loom of Fate with the entire quest. 6, and we got the revelation, and we actually meeting our sibling and talking about the 6 pygmies, which is the 6 saviors of Khaenri'ah, which 5 became a sinner, the other is Dainsleif himself. Holy shit, how accurate is this? Now, Natlan is coming up next. Natlan, this current event, the main storyline is, it's more revelation of what the more connection between the Hexen circles and the Archons and the origins of what happened during the Cataclysm. That's the lore of the main storyline. But the world quest, oh my god, we have full revelation during the first chapter. Again, all about combat and competition. We already know that from the trailer of Natlan. The tournament is starting, blah blah blah. Now, in the Stalking Stick dialogue, in the description, most of the weapon that describe Natlan, which is not a lot. That's why I only remember the Talking Stick, because that one is why? Why? We already know that Natlan has multiple clans, and when there's clans, so there's tribes and religions, different religions and belief will have conflict and in certain aspect or perspective, right? What's the world quest that happens in the current event? The frog event, all the frogs that we're playing is all about competition and contest, making contest, competition, basically a tournament arc. The time we met the Lego people, there's 3 clans who wants to find which one of their belief is the truth and which one is a lie. Coincidentally, yes, there's multiple clans. That thing would happen when you have multiple clans. It's a foreshadowing of the entire arc. Now, on the third final act of the arc of the world quest, it's all about revealing in the main storyline itself, revealing who are the one responsible creating this world, and about Durin's original past, how he was created, how this thing in this imaginary book here can actually come back and come to life and actually, talk to us in the real world, come out from this book and actually became a thing. But throughout the entire process of the world quest, we were helping other people here and there, just like we're going to do everywhere in the Archon quest. So we end up meeting 3 little statues of witches, female. In the main storyline, we can know what that is, but in the world quest, this statue, as we give them the gifts that completes the quest, they pops up a moon. The lore in the Travail trailer of introduction of Genshin that already confirmed that the Pyro Archon, the god of war, reveals her secrets to us. So the secret is going to be what originates the story and lore of these 3 moon sisters. Like basically half of the origin of Teyvat itself. And by doing that, they have to reveal who the 6 pygmies are, and the sinner, how this scheme is starting. You're going to see this in Natlan. It is going to happen because these things already happen and it's already being shown in game. This haven't happened yet. So the last one, volume 6 here, is going to be Shinesnaya, where everything turns to shit. Because their plan will start to unfold, meaning that we're going to find out, but we can't stop them. We have to go to Shinesnaya to actually stop them. But by the time we get there, they probably already started. And this volume 7, is Kanriya. That's why there's only 1 volume of this Pale Pygmy. Because I know a lot of theory crafters that I watch myself myself included, we are so messed up by this. Ryoku Yakoku collection, basically the Sun and Moon. The Book of Sun and Moon. This has so much tie-in to everything I just said just now. It is ridiculous that this was released in 2.0. In the 2.0 patches. This is ridiculous. The amount of allegory in this that ties into the main lore and storyline is insane. There's so much references that we can use here, and sometimes when we were doing a world quest and main story quest, the certain characters talk about certain things. Our brain immediately goes back to one of these things because we remember what it is. Because how much lore dump this stupid book is. This book should not be released on 2.0. This book should be released on this point onward. Ashikai, I saw Ashikai. It's Island XD also do some of these. I watched Cat in the Blue Hat, Chill with Aster, Teyvat Historian, you name it, bro. I hang out with those things. I don't follow all of them, but since I often go to these kind of channels, they are always in my recommendation no matter what. They will always be on the list, on the playlist. These guys will always be there. So yeah, I'll be watching it. If it's new, it's definitely gonna be watching it. And no matter what the differences that our opinion is, it doesn't affect the game. It doesn't affect the experience at all. But again, the only one thing that's going to be affected is us. It's just me or the theory crafter themselves. Because just like happened in Fontaine, everyone's saying the Fontaine's storyline is so good. I felt like it's such a boring ass story, and it has nothing to do with spoilers. No one spoiled me, not a single chat. I even avoided your streams just to not peek a single thing. The only thing that I watched during 4.0 for Archon, for the Natlan story quest, is the live stream for 4.0. That is the only thing I watched. And I didn't even watch it in the English one. I watched the Billy version, and I usually do that a lot. For Genshin, I usually do that a lot. But even that, I felt like I watched the whole story already. It's like 4 times being repeated over and over. I felt the story is so lame. Yeah, I felt, because I felt like I watched it before. It's the same thing. And it's nothing to do with the story being bad. We all know, hey, we all got the same day release. We were doing it on the same day. I felt like I've done this like I replayed the first account. You do story quests. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand that you and Haram sometimes you do that. The main story quest, something you don't do online on stream. I get it, but I even avoided you guys just be sure, just in case, you know. Just in case when you're doing your world travel, you didn't trigger some form of world quest that would pop my ear. I avoided you guys like a plague just for that. Because I know that it could happen, right? Yeah, just because when you were exploring and accidentally trigger a world quest that is hidden in world quest or that I have not done, I don't want to spoil myself to that degree. I avoided you guys like a plague to that degree to avoid spoilers. But yet, the 4.0 all the way to 4.2, all the way for the Archon quest in general, was a boring ass story for me. And it has nothing to do with the story being bad. It was just like, I felt I watched it multiple times already, despite not being spoiled by it. Because how I interpret these small details in this kind of things, and then one trailer reveals it, and how much detail the dev is put onto the animation and the character designs, spoils everything for me. Like literally, like the whole storyline. I felt like I already watched this. I already watched this. It's so boring. And you know that my stream is not like 500 people talking to me. There's only at most 1 or 2. So there's no one that actually can spoil that out, no matter what. There's no excuses for me to feel that bad. Yeah, because I mean, I don't know, because I'm not that, I mean, I can't be active the time that most people want it. I mean, look at me. I can maybe stream on now, but I don't know how long before my internet starts to die off. I can't guarantee all that, so I can't do any collaboration without spoiling the whole thing. Yeah, but just in case we're having a good collab and suddenly pop, my internet died out while we're having fun, and you're in your stream or my stream, and what happens then? It spoils not just my viewership, yours too. So no, I don't want to risk that. It's annoying. It's just a life that I have to live with. And since I get the time to do it, yeah, that's what I do. If I can't, then it'll be the next day. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Take care, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. You guys, take care. Yeah.